Greetings and welcome to a card review for Subira, Tulzidi Caravanner. It's a 3 mana cost mono red creature, a 2/3 human shaman, and I think this should be a scout actually. She's smuggling people, she's traveling distances, she knows her track whereabouts, so I think this should be a scout. But nonetheless, haste, and for 1 mana, another target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. And for 2 mana and activate her, discard your hand. That is bad. Until end of turn, whenever a creature you control with power 2 or less deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. This creature screams Alesha, a commander that wanna dump its hand into the grave so Alesha can reanimate tiny weeny creatures with power 2 or less. And then with this thing, you could make your army unblockable and then gain a high amount of card advantage. So I think this is an upgrade for Alesha and something really interesting for her. But I also think Tymna the Weaver is something that could utilize this thing. For only 1 mana, you can make your Tymna unblockable, and that is great because Tymna wanna be able to go to attack and draw cards, but also she usually runs around together with a huge hate bear army that also has a power of 2 or less that you can also make unblockable. I guess the dream would be something with Tana, the Bloodsower, where you're attacking and generating a lot of tokens, and then dumping your hand, making all of those tokens have an effect on them that whenever they deal damage to a player, you will draw a card, and that value could be really incredible. So I think this is a possible option for Bloodpod, but also a possible option for a strange Tymna Chrome deck. I actually have a strange Tymna Chrome deck where I think this Caravanner Smuggler could go into. It's a Tymna turns deck. The core strategy is to basically draw a whole bunch of cards with Tymna, cast a turn spell, take an extra turn, attack, draw a whole bunch of cards with Tymna into a new turn spell, and then continue that way. And I think this creature could help out immensely. If I don't draw an extra turn spell, I could basically discard my entire hand, attack, and draw an amazing amount of cards that would probably contain a turn spell, or I cast my turn spell, then discard my entire hand, go to attack, draw an amazing amount of cards, hopefully a new turn spell, but if I don't, I've already cast my extra turn spell, and continue that way. So in decks like that, I think this creature could function somewhat okay-ish. I also think Kenrith could utilize this a tiny bit. If you have a bunch of creatures with power 2 or less, go to war with them, then activate this legendary creature, discard your entire hand, which hopefully contains a really expensive creature that you plan to reanimate with Kenrith, or some other tricks in your deck that you're going to use. And then simply draw a whole bunch of new cards, gain an amazing amount of value, and then you set yourself up to your battle plan reanimation combo strategy. I guess Rasakef is the go-to one here. And who knows, Tymna Murder Reanimator something might be able to do a cool thing here as well. So it looks good and all, but if you're going to include this, you have to have a deck that is fine with discarding things down towards the grave, that don't really care what you have in your hand, everything can be tossed toward the graveyard. Try to go for synergy here, guys. Try to have a deck that is completely filled with cards you're fine with binning away. And if you have that, and you also have a high amount of creatures with power 2 or less, then this is something that could work greatly for you. Also, if you have a really low CMC ratio inside the deck, you might be able to tap it, discard 0, and then simply go to attack, and draw an amazing amount of value. And then immediately, because everything is just CMC 0 or CMC 1-2, just start casting things from your hand, and then dig your way forward that way. And those decks kinda exist. They don't really, but consider this. The general CMC ratio inside cEDH is really low, close to almost 3 to cast, or 2 or 3 at the very most. So being able to empty your hand and then draw a new complete hand from all the creatures that you have, those decks kind of exist, but there is a problem here. Counterspells and combos that you want to keep in your hand. If you have a 2-card combo and you have half part of it, you don't really want to toss away that. But if you have a bunch of 1-card combos, then I think this is fine. I think this Caravanner, she's a scout now, by the way. I'm gonna keep on making her a scout. If you have decks that are focused at 1-card combos, you can dig until you find a tutor or your 1 card. But if you have a deck that are focused at 2-card combos, I think this creature is a little bit trickier to play. So I recommend decks with a really low CMC ratio, high amount of creatures that you want to go to attack with, and 1-card combos only. I recommend going for combos like Underworld Breach. This creature is going to fill your graveyard really efficiently and quickly, and then you dig until you find a tutor for Underworld Breach or Underworld Breach itself, and from there you should be able to win the game somehow through various different possible Underworld Breach combos. This takes us to Nayela the Blade Blossom, usually played Nayela Tempo, with a really low CC overall in general, and she's able to create a really high amount of tokens that you can attack with and draw cards with because their power is only 1, and she also plays a really high amount of 1-card combos, Sword of Feast and Famine, Druid's Repository, Nature's Will, Darevi Imperial Petitioner, a lot of different 1-card combos for Nayela, so I think this creature would function perfectly inside that commander's deck. But one more thing, Nayela can't draw cards. She's a combo commander with all 5 commander identities, so the deck needs to help her draw cards somehow, and this is a potential answer, a great card mechanic for a commander like this. So I definitely think this creature is going to see play in different commander decks for different various reasons. And I really like this thing. Kinda low CMC, 3 is okay-ish. A really powerful card draw mechanic on it if you build and try to synergize with it. Also, I really like the part where you can make things unblockable. That is definitely good. And haste, that's a cute thing. Perfect stat line, a 2/3. She survives 2 damaged board wipes, and she can block Tymna. So overall, I really like this creature. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what I do and you wanna support me, feel free to share my videos or even checking out my Patreon page. Also, purchasing cards from the TCG Players website using the affiliate link in the description below of the video will also help the channel grow. So a big thank you to all of you.